What's up, everyone? It's me, CN.TSUKAIMA, and welcome to CN.Figures, Figures in Your House. And for this tour review, we're gonna look at the Mattel Street Sharks action figure Street. And the package of these toys are so cool. And you can see the figure right inside looking very sick. And right there in the bottom, we get some written. There's the name of the show and the name of the character. And there's Mattel right there in the corner. And this side, we get that reading right there with the name of the character. And right here, we get a picture of the figure. And both sides of the package, we get the name of the cartoon. And this cartoon was a classic. Also, in the back side, we get more pictures, like pictures of the figure, and there's more figures in the set that you guys can collect. And there's nothing in the top side or in the bottom side. So enough chatting, let's take him out. And here's the figure out of his box. And I'm so happy because I finally took him out. I never took him out since the day that I bought him at Target. And what an amazing figure this piece is. And I'm so happy because they're finally making more toys out of these characters from the cartoon. Well, the old ones, well, they were okay, but they didn't have that much of points of articulation. Well, they did have a bunch of great design and detail, and also these ones. And look at the paints. The paints are so great. And same thing with the text that we get right there on his pants. I think this one came out very well. We get two pairs of hands. And the ones I'm going to show you are the big claws effect. And not bad how these came out. Look at the orange color that we get around the claw. That is so clean, a little bit fresh. And I believe they use some oil paint around the black color. And you can see in the inside, right in the front of the glove, it has some texture. And we do get a light color right there in the back. And you can see the knuckles out of this one. And you can see the fingers around this one. Man, they done an amazing job with the claws effects. And here's the figure again. And I don't know what type of rubber they use to make these figures. Because look, you see? And okay, this type of rubber ain't that bad, I have to say. And look at this great design we get right here in the top and also on the arms. And look at the massive muscles we get right there in each arm. And I don't know what type of color they use to make the skin, because the paints are great. And look at his fangs. Look at that bunch of clean color we get around the white and some wet paint around the red color. And every time you move this, you open his mouth, and we don't get that much in the inside. But you can see his sharky eyes around there with a little bit of wrinkles. And look, you see, I kind of like it. And you can see his rubber muscles on his torso. And right here we do get a little bit faded color and a little bit more in the back. And but look in the back, this is sick. It looks, it has like a little bit of melted paint. You can see the spine, more muscles here, and also more muscles in the back. And we get a little bit of torn parts right here around his pants. And like I said, I like the texture we get here on the yellow color. And we do get a little bit of orange color on his knee pads. And look how they came out. And okay, we do get like wrinkles around there, but look at his roller blades. And I never used these because I don't know how people do it. The reason that I don't use these because I was always afraid to fall down and break a bone like an arm or leg. But we do get some blue color right there with the laces. and some yellow color around the wheels in the front and the back. And look, you can move the wheels. And I do like the work that we get on his blades. And we do get the exact same design, well, not design, model around his hands. And you can see that it does has a little bit detail here on his normal claws. And I think the paint here might be a little bit different. I'm not sure about that. But you can see some torn up parts around the fingertips or around the glove. And we get the exact same detail on these hands. And look at that. You can see a little bit of texture around here on the wrists. I almost forgot to show you this detail he has on the top. Well, not on the top, but on the back. I think these might be the things that help the sharks breathe. I forgot what it's called, but it's very, I don't know how you say this, but every time I touch it, it feels kind of like a little bit bumpy around it. Now let's get on with his articulation, and I think it's gonna be kind of weird because he has no head rotation or any of that. But I did show you when you move this, you can open his mouth. Oh, I forgot to talk about this part on his, well, head. And this does looks good, I have to say. And we do get a little bit of muscles right there in the top. Alright, so you can open his arms this much. And we do get some rotation on the arms, but we don't get any bicep swivel or anything. But you can move his arms, like you can bend them just a little bit, and we get some pivot and some swivel on the wrist and some waist articulation. You can open his legs this much, kick a lot in the front but not in the back, and we don't get any oh, never mind, we do get a little bit of knee articulation and some rotation right there. And he can skate very well. Watch. Oh, let me fix the quality. Let me show you. And there you go. Compare in size. But first, let's see how tall this Sharky stands. He stands almost to 5 inches tall. Here he is with my NECA figure Scout and my Marvel Legends Justice. And you can see that he's a little bit shorter than a NECA figure and a Marvel Legends. Here he is with my Star Wars figure Darth Maul and my DC Universe Hawk from Mattel. And you can see that Hawk stands a little bit taller than him and also Darth Maul, but around the head. Here he is with my Mega Defender and my Transformer figure Cheetor. And you can see that these two figures, they also stand much taller than him. And here he is with my favorite Marvel Select Thanos. And there you have it, guys. And I wasn't expect how they came out because I thought they would stand a little bit taller, like almost 6 inches. Well, I don't have not that much a complaint about this figure, but I only wish they would make them around like 6 inches. Well, I do like the rubber they use for the body, and the paints are so great, and also the design and everything else. And I'm so happy because we're finally seeing more figures out of this cartoon. And this cartoon was a classic back in the days. And hopefully in the future, we get a reboot because this cartoon was epic back in the days. But I want to know who were those dogs around, because around I think April I went to INS Vintage and Collectors, and I kind of passed by with these dog figures, and they had the exact same mouth design just like the Street Sharks. If you guys know something about that, let me know in the comments. But I'm happy to see more toys of Street Sharks. Alright guys, that's all for today. So thank you for watching today's review. I hope you enjoy it. If you did, leave a like. If you want to share this video, go ahead. Be my guest. Comment, but remember, do not leave any offensive comments or saying bad words. If you do that, your comment will be removed from this video. And subscribe to the channel for more videos in the future. And please follow my Facebook page, CN.Figures. Follow me on Twitter and follow me on Instagram. And I'll catch you guys on the next one. Take care, be safe, keep on hunting, keep on collecting. And I'll see you next time. This CN.TSUKAIMA and Streex, and we're out in line.